Hello Leo, welcome to your July forecast for the year of 2017. And this month for everyone is about the preparation for the eclipse season to occur in August, right? And for you, this month starts off with Chiron going retrograde, 28 degrees in Pisces in your 8th house. And for you, Leo, this is about getting to the bottom of the deepest level of subconscious issues, subconscious fears regarding your interpersonal relations with the people who are meant to be a part of your story, right? So what this means is, Leo, your story is playing out this year, right? You have the North Node in your sign. You are at, the head of the line right now, along with Capricorn as Pluto is in their sign. But for you this year in particular, this 18-month cycle, right, with the North Node in Leo is all about you coming into culmination with yourself, right? Into fruition of your truest self, to teach the people on this earth how to become their most authentic self by being you, right? You reflect it through yourself and you help other people through being yourself, Leo. And Chiron stationing retrograde for everyone in Pisces is about the ripping of the Band-Aid, right? It is about the mastery of our pain, right? The innocence of our pain, because we inherit pain, right? Suffering is inherited from the collective. It is not a one man, one woman show. In some way, every single one of us on this planet has contributed to all of our suffering, right? And in that sense, as we are all guilty of being a part of this this playground, right? This drama, this epic drama. At the same time, we're all innocent because we are all in the story, right? We are all characters in the play. And Leo, by being you this year, this is all about you teaching us how to play the game, right? By becoming a part of the story, right? And with Chiron stationing in your 8th house, this goes to a layer that deals with relating to people on a grander scale, with sharing your light, Leo. I feel that for you strongly. There has been this almost hesitancy around I would say the confidence to share your light, Leo. And what's interesting about that, because the Leo archetype, as all the fixed signs, right, has been heavily misused, right, for many, many, many years of our history. And we now are just coming to terms with being in a transitory phase, right? We're in a transitory phase of coming to terms with the new archetypes for our fixed signs. And I know I'm getting off topic here. This is your personal horoscope, but for fixed signs in general, this energy is playing out very heavily, right? And so from July 4th through the 5th, we have Venus moving into Gemini, your 11th house, and we have Mercury moving into Leo, your own sign. As well, we have Neptune retrograde in quincunx to Jupiter for the final time. And this will be happening in your 8th and 3rd house. And for you, Leo, I'm feeling for you that, especially for the summer, July is the preparation, right? You're on the brink. You're on the brink. We have all this Cancer going on right now, Leo. And we're on the brink of your birthday period, right? By around July 21st, I think, will be when we step into the Leo season. And then it will be more so this self-centered focus on your horoscope. But for now, this is in your 12th house, right? Cancer, in your 12th house. You have the Sun, Mars, and in the beginning you have Mercury there, but it will move into your own sign. But Leo, for Cancer season, for July of 2017, in your 12th house, this is the culmination of getting your life together, right? And this will be highlighted with the full moon in Capricorn conjuncting Pluto retrograde, right, in your 6th house. And this will be happening July 8th through the 9th. And it already happened when I recorded this video, right? It's July 10th when I'm recording this video. But and I'm sorry for being late for everyone else, right, except the cardinal signs. I unfortunately got sick again, if you can believe it. But I'm here now, so just hold on. So Leo, overall, this is prime time for you. July is before we step into your season, right? This is the prime time for you to get your life together, your day-to-day reality together. And this is with the full moon in Capricorn. This is clearing your own blockages, because there's a part of you, Leo, that needs to expand into new places, that needs to go where you've never gone before. And you know, because in astrology, you can feel, especially if you are if you have your sun in the sign of Leo and you have your solar return getting ready to come up, you can feel your solar return chart 3 months before and 3 months after the event occurs, right? This is the most prominent form of the energy, right? But you know, even if you do not have your sun in Leo, whether you have your moon or ascendant there, right? Some part of you knows that you are on the brink of this new story, this new chapter in your life. And this new chapter in your life has to do with a greater degree of expressing yourself, right? In such a way that you've never expressed before. Perhaps this is, for some, coming out of the closet in a sense. And this can be in any part of your life, in any department. It does not have to be in one specific area. But the 6th house, right? This is your health. This is your day-to-day reality. This is your level of self-development, right? And where you have developed yourself, Leo, is needing to be reworked. You're needing to almost, I'm feeling almost like a snake shedding its skin, right? Even though you're the lion. July, for most of July, is about you shedding the skin, shedding your old skin, shedding the skin of this old life that you've inhabited for so very long, right? And welcoming the new skin that lies right underneath it, right? Because there's a part of you that's already in this new world. There's a part of you that already is a part of it, right? That sees what it is, that is actually inside of it. But it's all about having it reflect in every other department of your life, right? In the outer reality, that you find your greatest power, that that you're able to step onto the stage you've been wishing to claim, right? It's the reset of your world into the new world. Because you know that your life is about to change. And your life is about to change for the better. And it's all in regards to you, Leo. It's all in regards to how much you're willing to put yourself on the front line. How much you're willing to be your best self. How much you're willing to risk it all. To put your hand in the game. To make the bet on yourself, Leo. It's all about coming to terms with how much you want it. Because you have the South Node in Aquarius is in your 7th house. And the South Node can play out in multiple ways depending on how you're using the North Node, right? How you are living your best self depends on how the South Node will play out. It can play out in a way that is counterintuitive, right? It can be unpredictable changes in your relationships, right? In your primary one-on-one relationships in your life, or and how you relate to society as a whole. It can be multiple different people pulling you in multiple different directions that have nothing to do with your own voice, right? Or it can be the bridging of the gap between where you live into your best self, right? Where you find your own voice, and where you find the people that hear your voice. Because it's not an easy thing to find your tribe, right? Especially when you're not speaking. You need to use the majority of this month until your birthday period to prepare to get on stage. Because you will be on stage for most of this summer, right? And so we have the last quarter square of the moon in Aries, which for you is in your 9th house, and it's conjuncting Uranus at the highest degree it will reach this year, right? It will be at 28 degrees Aries, because Uranus will retrograde in August. And this is happening July 16th. So this last quarter square of the moon for everyone is a breakout period, right? A form of breaking out of the box, breaking out, a breakthrough within, right? And for you, this is between your 12th and 9th house. This is where the rubber meets the road, is what I'm hearing for you, Leo. This is where you either believe in it or you don't. You either believe in what you were able to achieve or you don't. And your belief is based on your connection to your highest self. In a sense, all fire signs have to go through this purification period, right? All fire signs, purification period meaning, before fire signs can live into their true potential, they have to burn away what's false, right? Scorpio has a similar energy, but that's because its co-ruler is Mars and Pluto, right? But for fire signs in general, they are meant to be the instruments of the divine fire, right? The divine fire that is spirit, right? Because in Hermetic wisdom, fire is associated with spirit, right? And fire signs are meant to be the harbingers of this spirit, right? But it is only by coming to terms with the divine fire within, right? By clearing away everything that is not this fire, everything that is false fire, right? This is where fire signs become the master of their fire. They become the firebenders, if you know what that means, if you know what that reference is, for all the Avatar fans out there. So, Leo, for you, the mastery of your fire comes by believing in it, right? Comes by not only believing in your own fire, but believing in a higher power that will lead you to being able to demonstrate your fire in a way that that sustains your fire, right? Because you're a fixed fire sign, right? So your fire does not go all over the place as Aries and Sagittarius do. Aries in a fixed direction, but it's like a stream of fire, right? Sagittarius, very mutable, right? Very all over the place. You are fixed fire. And your fire, you only move when you know. You only move when you know your fire is going to be sustained over the long haul, right? When you know it will not eventually be relinquished. And the only way to ensure that your fire survives is by believing in it, right? And supplying your fire with the spiritual divine flame within you. And this can only come by way of connecting to your divine source. However that process unfolds for you, it is individual for everyone, right? How you connect to your center is determined by your own beliefs, what you believe to be your own truth, Leo, versus everyone else's. And so on the 23rd, we have finally the new moon in your own sign, Leo, 0 degrees conjuncting Mars. And this will be the portal that will be opening into the August eclipse season, because we will be having 2 new moons in your sign this year, Leo. And this is just the stepping stone to the total solar eclipse, which will happen August 21st. So this is a rocket launcher for you. I almost said Libra. Leo, this is a rocket launcher. This new moon in your own sign is challenging you, right? We always think that every moon cycle, just because there's a certain energy in the sky, means that you will be gifted with a certain, whatever the sky is promising you, right? But the way to look at astrology is to see it as a reflection of the inner world we inhabit, right? And as what happens above, so what happens below, right? And so how this new moon in your own sign happens for you is determined by your level of courage, Leo. How willing you are to be or to not be the cowardly lion anymore, right? How willing you are to not continue to escape your power anymore. How willing you are to step into your truth, into your best self. It all depends on your choice, Leo. Everything from here on out depends on your individual choice for your life, who you decide you will be. what position you decide you will take. And what skin you will decide to shed. And based on that, this can either end up an explosion of frustration, right? Anger, built up anger and pride, right? Or, and that's based on the repressing of this energy, the repressing of your best self, of your highest self, of your truest self, right? In the face of reality, in the face of other people, other people's opinions, other people's methodologies, other people's processes, or even your own, right? Your own programming, your own fears, your own fear of being unrecognized, lost. You don't have to feel that way, Leo. It's not a requirement for this journey here. It's not a requirement for you to feel lost to have courage, if that makes sense, right? You don't have to know everything in order to not feel lost. And you don't need to feel not lost to have courage. It's all depending on your connection to your highest self. As long as that connection is there, Leo. And I got a similar energy for Aries, your fellow fire sign. And this new moon will be in conjunction to Mars, Aries' is ruling planet. So it all depends on your connection to the divine spark within you, for all fire signs, but especially for you and Aries to a certain extent, right? How you enter this portal, this is where you find your courage. You only find your courage not from the outside world, Leo. You don't need an audience to applaud you to step on stage. You don't need one. You may want one, and you will get one. But what comes first, right? The chicken or the egg? And that's the ultimate question. You cannot have an audience before you start speaking, before you step on stage, right? How will you get it? And if you get it, if people don't know what your fire is, your personal fire, your personal flame is, they can't really be right for you, right? They have to know it first. They have to know it and hear it. And you have to have the courage to believe in it yourself before other people will. Because you are your best audience, Leo. You are your biggest fan. And I don't mean that as in any derogatory way, because this is true, right? You are here to admire yourself, Leo. You are here to not only admire yourself, but to reflect your own beauty, right? Your own brilliance, the brilliance of your light onto the rest of the world. As the sun does in the sky, right? It shares itself unconditionally loving the earth, providing light for all. And this is what you must do. This is what you must teach us all to do by doing it yourself. Trust in your own light, Leo. And then you will be able to share it. So on the 25th of July, we have Mercury entering Virgo. And for you, this is happening in your second house. And with Mercury in its domicile position, right? Virgo rules Mercury. And in your second house, this is the analytical perception of what you bring to the table specifically, Leo. So it's not enough to just, know what your fire is. It's in the way you express your fire that determines, right, your brand. I'm hearing your brand, and how you brand yourself will need to be reviewed. And how you brand yourself determines ultimately what you attract, right? In reference to everything, not just the people in the audience, right? But as well as the money, the finances, the certain lifestyle, the certain the self-worth you're looking to receive from whatever it is you're trying to do, right? Whatever new life you're trying to build, whatever you're trying to step into, whatever skin you're trying to shed, and whatever's beneath that old skin. There's a process involved here that involves coming to terms with the substance of it, right? What is the substance of this skin that has lain dormant for so long, right? Hidden beneath this old skin. And it's and coming to terms with the substance of this skin, this new skin, that you were able to create what it is you want to create. And so we also have Saturn beginning to stop, because it will station direct August 25th, right? And so it will stop 21 degrees. And for you, where you feel stuck, Leo, Saturn in Sagittarius, is in your 5th house. Your own house, right? You feel stuck. You feel stuck in your heart, Leo. You feel stuck as far as being able to authentically express yourself, right? Because you're going through a whole rebirth process, a whole phase of redeveloping your self-image, right? And the redeveloping of your self-image requires almost a necessary form of creative blockage, so that you may, as you go through this process, as you go through this transmutation, will allow you to open up the blockage at a certain point, when you are able to be yourself authentically. Otherwise, it will not come across right? So, Leo, this is all about just feeling at odds with yourself, with how you are demonstrating yourself. Because I feel that you're in this transitional mode between the old world and the new world, right? The old skin and the new skin. Which one are you, right? And in a sense, you're both, but which one do you want to play now? Which one will you devote your time and energy to? This is something you really needed to come to terms with since Saturn went retrograde in April, right? And it will be requiring you, as it is stopping, to make the final decision about how you wish to express yourself, how you wish to come across in this world, who you wish to be, right? What you wish to creatively contribute. And so by the end of this month, we have the first quarter square of the moon in Scorpio in your 4th house, squaring over to the sun and Mars and Leo in your own sign, right? And as well, we have Venus entering Cancer, your 12th house. So Leo, we end the month with a very determined energy for you. And determined in the sense of determination for oneself. Determination to break new ground, new levels in you, in the definition of your own being. Because we have Venus entering the last house for you, right? And the first quarter square of the moon in Scorpio at the bottom base layer of your chart. So it's the commitment to yourself, Leo. It's the commitment to becoming your own audience, I feel. That it all kind of falls into place for you, right? You're able to find where you can creatively connect the dots, and where you can devote your almost restless energy into, right? Because I feel that you've been very restless because you've not been able to express yourself in a clear, authentic way, right? And this blockage is coming to an end as you find your own purpose, as you find your own determination. And ultimately, this leads you back to you. This leads you back to your own power. Because, yes, it's about becoming your best self, but it's also prime time. Prime time to show us how to be our best self. And you can only do that by living into it yourself, Leo. So it's about the determination, the devotion to that. To committing yourself to this. To committing yourself to God, right? The God within. And allowing it to shine out through your own being. So thank you very much for watching, Leo. I hoped this video helped you. And if you know your moon or rising / ascendant sign, be sure to check out those videos. I forgot to mention it in the cardinal sign videos. So I hope this month of July gives you a lot of answers as you prepare for your own season, Leo, because this is just the precipice, right? You're right at the edge, about to jump off the cliff. And so just give yourself a pat on the back for staring the abyss into the face. I hope you all have a wonderful month of July, and I'll see you all next month in August.